Okay, welcome back, fellow NextGen students. Okay, we are going to go through this paper 058042. Okay, May, June 2022. This is a 2.5 hour paper for all you Malaysians here. Okay, I think all of you are Malaysians in this class. This is what your senior took. Okay, paper 22 and paper 42. This is for the May, June paper. All right, so we want to see also what are the, okay, I've marked all your paper already. Want to see where are y'all standing at also, because generally the grade boundary is all different. Okay, for maths it's quite different. If you do variant 1, variant 2, variant 3. So this is generally your population. Okay, our population, this is how we all score. Okay, so we want to benchmark against this level. Okay, all right, I won't go so much on the grade boundary. I've already given your grades also. So you all just follow through. Don't know anything, please slow me down. We want to go through this entire paper. Okay, so this paper is 130 marks paper. And make sure you all show all your working. Okay, so please download the paper also that I've given to you all so that you all can see where the marks is at. Okay, question 1A. Find the lowest common multiple of 30 and 75. Okay, so 30 and 75, we just use the LCM method. 30, 75. We use the ladder method, right? 3, 10, 25. Okay, then 5, 2, 5. Okay, you all gotta remember, if highest common factor, just the top. If lowest common multiple, L shape, right? Okay, then you multiply, multiply, multiply. Okay, so LCM will be 3 times 5 times 2 times 5. Okay, I'm pretty sure you all see every single paper at least got one question already. Just a 1 mark, free mark for your one. Okay, HCF or LCM will come up. Okay, question B. Share $608 in the ratio 4, 5, and 7. Okay, so we can calculate what's the total parts first. Total parts here will be how many? So you just add it all up. 4 plus 5 plus 7, which is 16 parts. Okay, you want 4, 5, and 7. So 4 over 16 times 608. 5 over 16 times 608. 7 over 16 times 608. Okay, just type this in a calculator. You should get 152, 190, 266. Okay, these are all free marks for your one. 266. Question C. Work out 6.39 times 10 to the power of 4 over 2.45 times 10 to the power of 6. Okay, this one, to be safe, what I want you all to always do, right? Whatever working you can write down, please write it down. Okay, try not to jump straight to your answer schema, to your last final answer. Okay, this is to prevent you all from actually losing your marks. We don't know how the marker will mark. Okay, we don't know how the marker will mark. Remember, I always say monkey see, monkey do, right? Imagine it's a monkey marking your paper. Okay, the marker just look at the answer. They are not trying to help you solve the question. They just match with the mark scheme. They mark it correct or wrong. Okay, so this one you just type into your calculator. So 6.39 times 10 to the power 4 over 2.45 times 10 to the power 6. Your calculator should give you this one. Right? To be safe, just write it down only. Then change to standard form. Okay, 2.61 times 10 to the power negative 2. You want to write more decimal place, this one is acceptable. Okay, so you all remember what's the rules for standard form? So this one, we change to A times 10 to the power of n, right? Okay, where your A is 1 to 10. Okay, n is just an integer. So you can write your 2.61. A couple of you use 2.608 in this question. It is acceptable. Okay, it is acceptable. Even though, you know, yeah, they say what? 3SF, right? Just to be safe, follow the rules. Okay, follow the rules. Okay, write 0.27 as a fraction. So this is the method that I taught you all. This is your recurring decimal question. Recurring decimal. Okay, that means what? It will become 0.27272727, right? Okay, recurring, how much? You want to times 100. So 27.2727 ... Okay, then we take the 100x. Okay, we can just write like this. This is equation 1. Equation 2. Take equation 2 minus 1. 100 minus x equals to 27.27 minus 0.27 dot dot dot. Okay, you will get 99x equals to 27, x equals to 27 over 99. Okay, you leave it like this also is acceptable already. Okay, or 3 over 11. Okay, is it 3? 27 divided by 3. Okay, 3 over 11. Okay, it's just a 1 mark question. Okay, purely 1 mark only. Question E, a stone has volume 45 cm cube and mass 126 gram. Find the density of the stone. Give the units in your answer. Okay, so you see they give you the formula here. Density is mass divided by volume. Okay, so density, mass is 126 gram per 45 cm cube. Okay, you just type in a calculator, you will get 2.8. Okay, how do you write the units? You just literally just follow only. Okay, a couple of you, I think, got it wrong, the units. Okay, right here, gram per cm cube. Okay, gram over cm cube. Per means over, so you just need to write 2.8 gram per cm cube. If you answer wrong, Anderson, you just see the paper that I marked for you already. Go to your Google Classroom. I've already marked your paper. Okay, unit wrong, 1 mark. Okay, unit wrong, 1 mark. Okay, follow the tick also. I sent you all the mark scheme already. Wherever the tick is, you see that's the 1 mark. Okay, question 2. The points P, Q, R, and S on a circle with diameter PR. Okay, so this is your diameter. Okay, work out the size of angle PSQ, giving a geometrical reason for each step of your working. Okay, I realized also recently, all the papers there's quite a lot on circle theorems. Okay, so I'm just going to send your circle theorem again. Okay, for those, I think those who knew one, just to remind you all. Okay, you need to know all of these circle theorem. Okay, every single property you all need to know. Okay, so if it's a diameter, you need to know that a diameter and then got a triangle. Here will give you 90 degrees. Okay, here will give you 90 degrees. Okay, so what we can state that fact first. Angle RQP equals to 90 degrees. Okay, why? Okay, why? Angle, or you can just write because semicircle. Okay, actually, you just need to write the key points only. It's not English lesson. Okay, so just remember the key points here. Okay, then the next one. Okay, angle PSQ. Okay, what do you know? What else? You should calculate it. Okay, so over here, 90 plus 29, 180 minus that one. Then you know that over here is 61 degrees, right? Okay, so you can do out the working if you want. Angle PSQ equals to 61 degrees. Okay, why? You can take like that, 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 29 degrees, which is equals to 61 degrees. Okay, therefore I can say angle PSQ, this is the PRQ. Okay, angle PRQ equals to 61 degrees because same segment. Okay, segment means like this. Okay, segment means, let's say I got this angle is the same as this angle. Okay, so this is all part of your circle theorem. All right. Okay. Next one. Angle B, yeah, circle theorem. Angle B, question B. Angle B. Okay, the points AB and T lies on the circle and CTS is a tangent to the circle at T. ABC is a straight line. AB equals to AT. Okay, so they say this one is your tangent to the circle. Okay, angle ATS, they give us here 98 degrees. Work out the size of the angle ACT. Okay, so you need to look at the entire list. Okay, you all go back to just go back to the circle theorem. Actually, I went through this entire thing already. Okay, so all the circle theorem, you have to memorize it. Okay, the property of it is basically the angles, right, that we can find in a circle. Okay, mostly it's all angles lah, angles and properties. Okay, so you all see, right, this very first thing, 98 will be same as what? 98 degrees. There's this thing called alternate segment theorem. Okay, alternate segment theorem. Okay, you all look into the file that I just sent to you all. Alternate segment theorem. Okay, what does alternate segment theorem state? What did they say? Okay, you got a tangent. Wait, I also need to open the file. Alternate segment theorem. You all see the very first one in the image. Okay, in fact, I've sent you all many times already. The angles that lie between a tangent and a chord is equal to the angle subtended by the same chord in the alternate segment. Okay, you might be thinking, why so confusing, right? This sentence. Just need to think like this. I got a circle. Okay, I got a circle. I got a tangent. Okay, I got a circle. I got a tangent. Inside, I got a triangle. Okay, any sort of triangle. Okay, the triangle. Oops. Okay, the triangle, right, needs to meet with the tangent. Alternate segment theorem actually is one of the hardest one to see, like, in my opinion. This angle and this angle will be the same. Okay, this angle. Okay, this angle and this angle is the same. Okay, alternate segment theorem. You just need to remember a tangent and then a triangle inside. Okay, the keyword is, or the key things that you need to see, tangent and triangle inside circle. This is called alternate segment theorem. Okay, so you all see the entire circle theorem that I just sent to you all, you need to know every single one. They like to ask you all on this type of question. Okay, next one. Okay, so what can we make out of this one? 98 degrees over here will be same as over here. Okay, can you all see the triangle here? Okay, so this is 98 degrees. Can see? 98 degrees, right? Okay, then what else? This is an isosceles triangle, right? Because they say AB equals to BT. So I just write down here first. Whatever you calculate, you just write down first. So ABT equals to 98 degrees. You can write here because of alternate segment theorem. Okay, alternate segment theorem. Okay, then I want to find what is BAT and BTA, right? Okay, so angle BAT or BTA will be equals to 180 minus 98 degrees. Then we divide it by 2 because it's an isosceles triangle. Okay, it's an isosceles triangle. So you get equals to 41 degrees. Okay, so I know over here, this is the second part. This is 41 degrees. Here is also 41 degrees. Okay, what else do I know? Okay, over here, okay, what can I say? This one, again, another alternate segment theorem. You all see here? Here and here will be the same, right? Okay, you see, it's as if like this. This B, then you see there's a triangle here, the tangent, then this triangle, this angle and this angle is the same because of the alternate segment theorem again. Just that this one is on the other side. So angle BTC equals to 41 degrees. Again, alternate segment theorem. Okay, if you all don't understand for this part here. Alternate segment theorem. Okay, then what else do we know? I know here 41 degrees. I can find here also. Okay, actually I don't need to find already lah. This part here, right? So I can look at the entire triangle, or you can look at here. Okay, if I want to look at the entire triangle should give me 180 degrees, right? Okay, so I can say that angle ACT is equals to 180 degrees minus this 41 degrees, and then minus this part here, 2 times 41 degrees. Just type it into the calculator, you get equals to 57 degrees. Okay, this is a 4-mark question. But you see, mainly actually only one theorem that you all need to know, alternate segment theorem. But you need to know every single circle theorem. Okay, if you all don't understand this part here, go to 4.6. Okay, circle theorem. 4.6 circle theorems. Okay, next one. Question 3. A line L joins point F 3 to point G negative 5, 4. Calculate the length of line L. Okay, so length formula will be, okay, all these you got to memorize. They give us 2 points. X2 minus X1 square plus Y2 minus Y1 square. Okay, so you just take either one as X2 or X1, doesn't matter. Or X1 minus X2 also can. Okay, so I will take this one as my X2 lah. Okay, these are my point 2. So 3 minus 5 square plus 2 minus 4 square equals to 2 third 17. Okay, which is equals to 8.25. Okay, 8.25. Okay, next one. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line in the form y equals mx plus c. Okay, so what's perpendicular bisector? If I have this point F called 3, 2, I have this other point G called negative 5, 4. Okay, so probably is, you just roughly sketch it out if you want to see it. I got this point called G, this one called negative 5, 4. I join both of it together. Okay, this is a line. Perpendicular bisector means the line that intersects the middle, okay, right in the middle, and then it is 90 degrees to it. Okay, this is called your perpendicular bisector. Okay, so to find your perpendicular bisector, what you need to find, you need to remember, number 1, find midpoint. Number 2, after you find the midpoint already, you find gradient of the normal. Okay, gradient of okay, normal means your perpendicular. Find gradient. Oops. Okay, how to find gradient? You find, we use this formula, m1 times m2 equals to negative 1. Okay, then step 3, then you put into y equals mx plus c. Okay, like how you all construct any straight line equation. Okay, so first step, let's find what is our midpoint. Okay, so midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So 3 plus negative 5 over 2, 2 plus 4 over 2. Okay, this is your midpoint formula. You get negative 1, 3 here. Okay, then Okay, did I find my gradient already? Haven't, right? Okay, so I need to find what's the gradient of this blue color line first. Okay, so gradient will be equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we will get 2 minus 4 over 3 minus negative 5. Okay, the gradient that I'll get is negative 1 over 4. Okay, gradient is negative 1 over 4. So what is the shortcut that I taught you all? Okay, if my gradient is negative 1 over 4, my gradient of the perpendicular line will be, you just change the symbol, then you inverse it. Ah, yes, Krista, you're right. Okay, so just 2 steps. Change symbol. Okay, that means from negative to positive, and then positive to negative, then you just inverse value. Okay, so the gradient, now we do the gradient part, gradient of the perpendicular part. So gradient of perpendicular bisector, you don't need to use the M1, M2. Actually, we can just straight away write the value equals to 4. Okay, this is a shortcut formula. Okay, so we got the midpoint, and then we got this. Okay, so at negative 1, 3, and then m equals to 4. Okay, that means I'm finding this line right now. Okay, this is the midpoint, negative 1, 3. And then the gradient that we found, this one is m equals to 4. Okay, construct any straight line equation is always y equals mx plus c. Okay, or you all can, if you all see the one that I did, some students will use y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1. Also can. Okay, also can. It's up to your preference. Okay, but let's just use the y equals mx plus c. I think most of you will be more familiar with this. So y equals mx plus c, 3 equals to 4 negative 1 plus c. We need to find what's the c value first. Negative 4 plus c, therefore c is equals to 7. Okay, c equals to 7. Okay, your final equation here will be y equals to 4x plus 7. Okay, you see, these are nice, 5 marks already. Anderson, what's gradient? What do you understand by gradient? Okay. Question C. Okay, a point H lies on the y-axis. Okay, this one I think a lot of people got it wrong. Okay, most students all don't know how to do this one because, like what I say, every paper, right, there will be like 1 or 2 questions that probably you'll never really see before. So that's why we cannot get wrong on the question. If you all see enough paper 4 question, right, most of the question actually all same already. The type of question, but maybe there will be like 1 or 2 question that you all never see before. This one don't worry, because why? Most students also will get wrong. Okay, so that's why there's a great boundary. Okay, that's why there's a great boundary. So if the paper is generally very hard, many students don't know how to do. Okay, you're lucky, lor. Okay, but make sure you know how to do lah. Okay, a point H lies on the y-axis such that GH equals to 13 units. Okay, then they say here, find the coordinates of 2 possible positions of H. Okay, for how I do this question, right, I sketch it out. Okay, I sketch it out so I can see. Okay, I sketch it out so I can see how it looks like. Okay, we found that given to us G is negative 5, 4, right? Okay, so we plot it out like this. Something like this. G is negative 5, 4 over here. Okay, then they say, right, H lies on the y-axis. That means H is somewhere here. Okay, H is somewhere here. And we know that the distance of GH is 13 units. Okay, I don't know where is H right now, but it can be here or it can be here. Okay, it might be here also, but unlikely. Okay, so we just roughly sketch it out first. We put H here. So H can be on top here because this is 13 units, right? H can be down here also. I don't know. Okay, I don't know whether it's positive or negative, but we just put it somewhere on the y-axis. Okay, that's the key of it. All right, how do we calculate it? We know that we can use, okay, the method for this one that I use is use Pythagoras theorem. Okay, you use Pythagoras theorem. So I know that this one, I can draw it as a horizontal line, and this unit is 5. Can you see? Because -5 ma. Okay, so my x units is 5. They give us this one, this 13 is from the question itself. They say distance of GH, but I don't know H is here or here. It can be up here, it can be down here. That's why I got 2 possible positions. Now that I know here, 13, 5, can I find this? Okay, can I find this? Can, right? Okay, so what I want you all to do is use Pythagoras theorem. Okay, we use Pythagoras theorem over here. Okay, you just take this triangle out. Top and bottom, both the triangle, the units are the same one. Okay, so 13, 5. Okay, Pythagoras theorem says what? Okay, let's say I want to find, okay, I give a name here. I put this as I. Okay, let's just say this is IH. Okay, so what is IH? I can say that 13 square equals to 5 square plus IH squared. Okay, IH square equals to 13 square minus 5 square. IH is equals to square root 13 square minus 5 square. Just type in a calculator, you get 12. Okay, you get 12. So you see over here, right? What do I know? I know this unit is 12. Okay, this unit here is 12. Can you see? Okay, this one also 12, right? This is also 12. Because we can be going up or going downward. All right, so that means there are 2 possible points, okay, for this H value. What we know, because it's on the y-axis, therefore my x will be 0. Okay, any points on the y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. Okay, what do I know about here? This part here, y is equals to 4, right? Okay, so if going up is 12 or going down is 12, we can just calculate by y equals to 4 plus 12 or y equals to 4 minus 12, either one of it. So I can put y1 and then y2. Okay, this will be your y1. This is to calculate your y2. Okay, going up and going down. This will be 16. This will be -8. Okay, so you see here, this is what I calculated. 16 and then -8. Okay, this one is one of the tricky one. Okay, I saw, I think only one student got it right. Okay, most of you got it. You all left it empty or got it wrong. Okay, so this is like one of the curveball kind of question. You all need to think a bit. Okay, understand this part here? Now you all see it, right? Actually, if you all did the older papers, right? This one actually got come out before. Okay, something very, very similar to this. Okay, but it's quite a tricky one. All right, next one. Question 4. ABCD is a trapezium with DC parallel to AB. Okay, DC equals to 6.4 cm, DB equals to 10.9 cm, angle CDB is 38 degrees, and angle DAB is 45 degrees. Okay, find CB. All right, this kind of question. Okay, this kind of question, use your sine rule, cos rule. Okay, sine rule, cos rule. So CB square equals to, okay, wait, we find, see which triangle you want to use first. CB means here. So we want to use this triangle first, right? Okay, so remember I said the cos rule is like your crocodile mouth like that. So you see, this is the mouth, this is the tongue. We want to find here. Okay, CB square equals to 6.4 square plus 10.9 square minus 2 times 6.4 times 10.9 cos 38 degrees. Okay, this one we've gone through already. Cos rule. Okay, using your cos rule, which is 49.827. CB will be square root of this. You get 7.06. Okay, 7.06 cm. Okay, question B. So you just label here 7.06 cm. Find the angle ADB. Okay, ADB. Okay, what can you find from here? Okay, so you gotta see whatever information that you have. Okay. 180 minus where? Okay, what do you all find for this one first? Test you all this one. This is actually just a 1 mark question. Okay, so we see from here, right? This part here first. Okay, Z, therefore, here is 38 degrees. Okay, so we know that angle ABD, okay, angle ABD is equals to 38 degrees. Okay, angle ADB will just be 180 degrees minus 38 minus 45 degrees. Okay, you will get 97 degrees. Okay, so just label here 97 degrees. Okay, next one. Find AB. Okay, so AB over here, can I use, okay, you can use cos rule. You can also use sine rule, right? Okay, I will always stick with sine rule first because it's easier to calculate. Okay, sine rule says this and this is related to each other. This and this is related to each other. Okay, so the formula will be AB over sine 97 degrees equals to 10.9 over sine 45 degrees. Okay, AB, okay, go and type this in the calculator. You get 15.3. 15.3. Okay, this is using your sine rule. Okay, final one, calculate the area of the trapezium. Okay, so I have whatever you all get, label it. Okay, this one 15.3. Okay, so area of trapezium, what we can do is we can find the area of this triangle and then area of this triangle. Okay, how to find? You just use the formula. Area is half AB sine C. Okay, so basically this entire thing, right? Okay, all of it, okay, all of it, you need to use all the formulas. Okay, all the formulas that is not given to you. So you need to memorize your sine rule, your cos rule, and then your area when it is not a right angle triangle. Okay, anyone has no idea what is sine rule, cos rule, or area of triangle? Okay, go and find back in Thinkific. This is, where is it already? 6.5. Okay, in 6.5, Trigo. Okay, sine rule, cos rule. Everything is there. Okay, calculate the area of the trapezium. Okay, I just gotta write the answer down here. You all can just check. Triangle ADB equals to 1 over 2 times 15.3 times 10.9 sine 38 degrees. Okay, you'll get 51.33. Triangle DCB, okay, equals to 1 over 2 times 6.4 times 10.9 sine 38 degrees. Okay, I'm just putting into the formula. You have to memorize it. 21.47. Okay, total, add both of it together. 51.33 plus 21.47, you'll get 72.8. Okay, 72.8 cm squared. Okay, next one. Question 5a. Draw the lines of symmetry of the rectangle. Okay, this one, okay, I realize many of you got it wrong actually. Okay, but y'all get 1 mark. Okay, y'all get 1 mark. Okay, by the way, also please double check it. If sometimes I might not give y'all, if I didn't see your answer or you're working too messy, right? I might miss some marks. So y'all please add the marks and yeah, just update the master tracker later. Okay. Line of symmetry for this here. and here. Oops, cannot go straight. Here and here. Okay, I think a couple of you wrote this one, the side like this. Wrong. Okay, the two diagonal lines. Because you just imagine a line of symmetry, right? It's like when you fold the paper, you can fold nice like that. Okay, if you fold the paper, so let's say we take this piece of paper, you fold, you see, I can fold like this, I can fold down also. Okay, but I cannot fold side like that. What's the answer for 4C? Anderson, do you have the paper or not? I just sent to you. Can you please download the paper? Download the paper. All the answer is there. Okay, because I need to finish up this paper. I don't want to slow down the class. Hey, got the paper or not? Check your WhatsApp. Okay, check your WhatsApp. I send it to you already. Just now I send here also. All the step by step and the answer is there already. Okay, later, I want to go through this whole paper first. Then later, you will see which question. I think there's quite a number of chapters that you don't know. So we need to really identify all your gaps already. Okay, question B. Okay, describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So A to B. So you all know we got the 4 transformation, right? You have to know all 4, and you all know how to score the marks, right? Okay, if you don't know anything about transformation, go to chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8. This is your transformation. Okay, transformation. Okay, so the first one is just the easiest one, I would think. Translation, -1, 4. Okay, you need to write it like this. -1 means to the left, 4 means going up. Okay, then this one, second one, rotation, 90 degrees, anti-clockwise, 2, 1. Okay, a bit hard for me to sketch it out. Okay, but y'all follow the steps in the video, okay, on how to actually get the center. Remember, if your exam, right, if rotation, y'all no time to find the center, actually just let it go first. Okay, because I don't want y'all waste so much time just for that 1 mark. But at least you know there is a rotation, and then you can either 90 degrees clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, you should know how to turn. Clockwise means how the clock turns. Anti means the other way around. Okay, for the other 2A and 2B, this is the image that you'll get. The first one will be here. Okay, here, and here. Okay, Kasana. Okay, so just check your points. A number of you didn't submit this part. Please either y'all print it out. Okay, practice this. Don't neglect it. There will confirm be one question on transformation. Okay, 100% one question. Okay, then the question 2, you should get over here. Okay, y'all just follow the points. Over here, 1, 5, and then 7, 7. Okay, draw it out like this. Okay, this is the second one was what? Enlargement, right? Okay, enlargement by a scale factor of -2. Okay, so if at a -1, 1. So means this is the center. You just need to measure at the opposite side because it's negative. So you see here, I measure. Okay, here I cannot measure because I don't have the ruler to measure. Okay, but the key is like that. This length here, okay, here will be 2 times of this length because your scale factor is 2. Then you will need to connect to the center. So if you measure here to here, right, is let's say 1 cm. Then from this center to here will be 2 cm. Same goes for every single point also. Okay, this is a scale factor. Okay, go and watch back the transformation. Transformation, paper 4, confirm come out. Okay, confirm come out. Okay, question 6. At a festival, 380 people out of 500 people, questions say that they are camping. There are 55,300 people at the festival. Calculate an estimate of the total number of people camping at the festival. Okay, so you see, they say 380 out of 500 say that they are camping. Okay, so basically this one, right, is like you're finding the probability based on a small amount of people to come up with a conclusion of a big amount. Okay, next time, right, if any of you want to deal with data and all, right, normally we'll just take we take a small sample. Okay, so we only take 500 people, then we come up with a prediction based on the entire population. Now this entire population is 55,000, right? So the thing is, if you're going to interview every people in the 55,000, right, it will take you forever, right, to ask every single person. So they only ask 500 people. Okay, so how do you do this? Okay, how do you do this? Calculate an estimate number of people. So 300, you actually can just do this. 380 over 500 times 55,300. Okay, we are just actually finding the ratio of people. Okay, that is camping. 500 people is everyone. Okay, 500, you see the ratio also. I wrote it there. You can either do it like this also. 500 people represents the entire population. Then we want to find X like that. Okay, you rearrange it. You'll get this working here. And then you'll get the answer 42028. Okay, 42028. Question B, 12 friends travel to the festival. 5 travel by car, 4 travel by bus, and 3 travel by train. 2 people are chosen at random from the 12 friends. Okay, calculate the probability that they travel by different types of transport. So different types of transport. So we need to calculate what are the probability of each transport first. Okay, so we read back this one. 5 travel by car, 4 travel by bus, 3 travel by train. So if I were to write the probability for car, bus, and train, probability of car is equals to 5 over 12. Probability of bus is equals to 4 over 12. Probability of train is 3 over 12. Okay, understand this part here first? Okay, so now the question says this part here. Different types of transport. So we want to find different probability multiplied by each other. Okay, so let's just say I want probability of car and bus. I can count probability of bus and train. I can find probability of car and train. Okay, so you need to think about the possibility, the different types of combination. Car and bus, bus and train, car and train. Any more other combination? No more, right? Okay. So this is how you calculate it. Okay, you see, it can be car and bus, but it can be bus and car also, right? Okay, so it can be car and bus, and then bus and car. Therefore, because of this, right, we need to multiply it by 2, all of it. So if you see in my calculation there, why I got 2? Is because the first person might be car, the second person might be bus. Or the other calculation, the first person might be bus, and then the second person might be car. So that's why you need to multiply it by 2. Okay, so 5 over 12 is 1 times 4 over 11. After, okay, and then also why? You see, why 12, then 11? If your first person you choose already, okay, which is, let's say, car, then after that, you still got 4 more person only, right? Okay. Sorry, we got 11 more person, not 4 more person. Okay, 11 more person. Okay. This one, same thing also. Bus. Okay, initially I got 4 over 12, then times train 3. Okay, but I still got 11 person to calculate from only. And then car, 5 over 12, And train, 3 over 11. Just type this in the calculator. You get 10 over 33, 2 over 11, and then 5 over 22. Okay, total, you just need to add all of it together. Okay, this is a 4-mark question. 10 over 33 plus 2 over 11 plus 5 over 22. You get 47 over 66. Okay, this is under your last chapter, chapter 10. This entire part is actually chapter 10, probability. Okay, probability. The example actually got this very, very similar example also in the video itself. Okay, question C. Arno buys a student ticket for $43.68. This is a saving of 16% on the full price of a ticket. Calculate the full price of a ticket. Okay, you always have to remember this is called a reverse percentage type of question. Okay, reverse percentage. The main thing for percentages, right, that you all need to remember that the original price is always equals to 100%. This is the thing that you always have to remember. Then you will never get it wrong already. Okay, your original price is equals to 100%. So let's just say if you want to use the ratio way, right, you can just put like this. Your price, then your percentage. You see what they say here? 43.68, this is a 16% already. So based on the question that is given to us, right? $43.68 is how many percent? It's a saving of 16% already, right? So it's 100 minus 16. So this is 84%. It's not your 100%. So don't always assume that whatever information they give you is 100%. Understand this part here? Okay. We want to find the original price. Okay. Calculate the full price of a ticket. Full price is equal to 100. Okay, which is X. Change it to ratio like this. You cross multiply it, get your answer. Okay, so 43.68 times 100 equals to 84x. You can just find X like that. Okay, 4368 divided by 84. Okay, so percentages these are all paper also will come out on. Final answer, $52. Okay, so this is under reverse percentages. Percentages comes out in chapter 1. Okay, if you're not so sure, 1.6 percentages. Go to all the early chapters. Main thing is actually just remember this fact. Original price is equals to 100%. Then you will never get it wrong already. Okay, next one. Question D. At a football match, there are 29,800 people. Correct to the nearest 100. Okay, when you all see this word here, correct to the nearest 100, this is a lower bound and upper bound kind of question. Okay, lower bound and upper bound kind of question. Okay, so we need to learn how to identify the keywords here. All right, at the end of the football match, the people leave at a rate of 400 people per minute. Okay, then it say correct to the nearest 50 people. Question, calculate the lower bound for the number of minutes that it takes for all the people to leave. Okay, so number one, right, we need to know what's the formula that we're trying to calculate first. Okay, they say people leave at a rate of 400 people per minute. Okay, so we want to find the number of minutes. Okay, so this one a bit tricky because the units you have to figure it out first. Okay, so number of minutes over here for people to leave. Okay, this one you can write minutes. Then this one will be what? People per minute. Okay, people per minute. So you can, this one is people over your rate. You need to know this part here first. Okay, people over your rate. Okay, they want to find us to find the lower bound. Lower bound of this one. Okay, this is lower bound. Okay, so how do I find lower bound? Okay, wait. Lower bound, what is the combination? If something divided by something. On top, do I use lower bound or upper bound? The below value, do I use upper bound or lower bound? Okay, so remember, Lineage, very good. I want to get my smallest possible value, right? Smallest possible value means I use this one, lower bound, I take a small value divided by a big value. Lower bound over upper bound. You have to remember this combination. Okay? Divide and minus, you're going to remember the symbol is different. Okay, the combination is different. Okay, so that means I need to take what? Lower bound of people. Okay, so people, let's calculate out what's the people lower bound. Will be 29800 minus 100 over 2. Okay, because correct to the nearest 100 people, right? So you'll get 29750. Okay, the rate, I take the upper bound. 400 people per minute. Okay, correct to the nearest 50 people. Okay, correct to the nearest 50 people. So I take plus upper bound plus 50 over 2. Okay, whatever you need, they give you. So it's not always 100. This one they say to the nearest 50 people. So I plus 50 over 2. This one I get 425. Okay, therefore the calculation will be for this calculation will be 29750 divided by 425, which is equals to 70. Okay, if you don't know this part here, upper bound, lower bound, go to, okay, which part already? 1.3. Ratio and proportion. Okay, I think it's 1.3. Let me just double check. Yeah, 1.3 in Thinkific. Okay, you all will see approximation and estimation. And estimation. Okay, answer 70. All right, next one. At a cricket match, there are 27,500 people, correct to the nearest 100. Calculate the upper bound for the difference between the number of people at football and cricket match. Okay, so the difference, okay, for the difference, where can we find the rate? Rate is given to you. Cricket match. Okay, which one got more people? So football match. Okay, football match has 29,800 people. Cricket match got 27,500 people. Okay, so y'all see here, both this one is both also correct to the nearest 100, right? So plus minus 100. So difference means what? The bigger one minus the smaller one, right? So I want to take the upper bound, okay? Difference, but I want to take this one, upper bound. Okay, so I will take what? Football minus cricket. Okay, how can I get the biggest possible value? What is the combination for something minus something? I will take upper bound minus lower bound, right? Okay, I take something, the very, very big value, minus a very, very small value. Okay, big value minus small value, I will still get a very big value. Okay, so that means I need to find what's my football, what's the upper bound. Okay, so upper bound, this one will be plus 100 over 2. Cricket, lower bound will be minus 100 over 2. Okay, upper bound and lower bound. All this is just formulas only. Okay, so if you don't know what am I talking about, go to 1.3 and watch the entire video there. Okay, you will get your answers there and all the explanation. Okay, so 29800 plus 50, you'll get 29850. Then lower bound, 27450. Okay, just sub it inside here. 29850 minus 27450. Okay, you'll get 2,400. 2,400. Okay, a lot of you will make the mistake of putting, because it's upper bound, right? Then you all will take upper bound minus upper bound, right? I saw a lot of you are working. I'll just take upper bound and minus upper bound. You got to remember, divide and minus, right? The combination of lower bound and upper bound will be different. Clear on it? Okay, divide and negative and minus, if there's a combination, the upper bound and lower bound will mix together. Only for plus and times, if you want to calculate for upper bound, then it will be upper bound plus upper bound, or upper bound times upper bound. Okay, or lower bound times lower bound, then lower bound plus lower bound. Okay? Can do this one? Okay, cool. Okay. Can okay, I hope all of you have learned this already. Paper 4, we have actually gone through many papers. You see the type of question all same one. Okay, it's very similar one. Most of you just never tried before. That's why. Okay, you all want just shortcut. Don't just copy. Understand the paper. Okay, I've gone through a lot of the paper 4. Reason why we went through paper 4 first, and I don't want to spend so much time on paper 2, is because paper 4 is much harder as compared to paper 2. Paper 2, you all saw the past 2 papers, right, that I discussed with you all. In fact, we've been doing a lot of paper 4, right? Paper 2 is very simple. Okay, in fact, paper 2, you should get almost full marks. Paper 4 is the one that will pull down your marks. Okay, mean. Calculate and estimate mean mass. Okay, so we need to know how to find the formula of this first. Okay, every paper 4, if you all see, we've gone through this over and over again already. So mean formula will be sum of fx over sum of f. Okay, sum of fx over sum of f. Okay, so how do we find the x first? X is the midpoint. Okay, so what I will do, I just put it on top of the table first, so I can always check back. So 0, 10, the midpoint is 5. This one 15. This one 22.5. This one 32.5. This one 45. Okay, I see some of you, right? Your count formula all correct one, but then one value wrong. Okay, maybe one of these you all calculated wrongly. You cannot assume that the class width, right, is all the same. Okay, never assume that. Always check it. You know how to find midpoint, right? Okay, this value plus this value, then divide by 2. Okay, then you get 5. Then 10 plus 20 divide by 2, you get 15. 20 plus 25 divide by 2, 22.5. But don't assume, right, all the intervals are the same, because some of you, I saw you all did 5, 15, 25, then 35, then 45. Okay, one value wrong, the entire thing wrong already. This is a 4-mark question. A lot of you know the formula, but just small careless mistake only. Okay, sum of fx. Okay, so you need to calculate what's a fx. Okay, f times x, which is this and this. Okay, so you'll get 60, 570, 720, 1625, 810. Okay, reason why I like to draw it out on the table and then I go and calculate again is just to double check it. Okay, because I've seen quite a number of you, actually you all know the formula, but somehow you all actually make just very careless mistake. Okay, so you don't want to lose your marks because of this. You can double write it again. So 5 times 12, then plus 15 times 38, then plus 22.5 times 32, plus 32.5 times 50, plus 45 times 18. Okay, so you can double check from both top and bottom. Okay, both your top and bottom. And over your total, which is 150. Okay, 150 is already given to you here, which is you add all these up also together, is the same. Your answer here is 25.2. Double, triple check this. Okay, this one is all just formula only. We just need to fit into the formula. That's how we get the marks. Okay, anyone did silly mistake here? I know a couple of you. What? Y'all know how to do one. Y'all know, y'all wrote down the exact correct formula already, but then one of the value got wrong, right? Okay, y'all know who you are. Okay, just be careful. Okay, just be careful because I don't want y'all to lose marks. Y'all know the formula already, but then lose marks, right? Okay, very sayang lah, like that. Okay, any question this part here? Any question on statistics? Okay, this is chapter 9, statistics. We spent quite a bit of time here, right? During our revision that time. Okay, all the formula. All these are fixed formulas already. Okay, next one. Draw a histogram to show the information in the table. Okay, histogram. You all see, your y-axis is frequency density. So you need to memorize the formula for frequency density. Okay, FD is equals to frequency over class width. Okay, frequency over class width. Don't create your own formula. This one 100% you have to memorize it. Okay, so we write down what are your frequency, and then what's your class width. Then after that you can calculate what is the frequency density. Oops. Oh no. Okay, sorry. You can see back, right? Okay. Go and calculate this. Okay, write down all your frequency and then write down all your class widths. So you all see the table, the small table that I draw there. 12, 38, 32, 50, 18. Class width, this one will be 10, 10, 5, 15, 10. Especially the new ones. You all know what am I doing here? I'm just reading from this table. Your frequency is all this value. Your class width is how big. Okay, 10 minus 0, 20 minus 10, 25 minus 20, 40 minus 25, 50 minus 40. Okay, it's the formula. Frequency density equals to frequency over class width. This one you have to memorize it. Okay, go and calculate. So FD is frequency density. This will be 1.2, 3.8, 6.4, 3.3, and then 1.8. Okay, so I need to draw, okay, based on this value for my y-axis. Okay, based on this value on my y-axis, and then the class width. Okay, so you see the class width is from 0 to 10. Okay, this first part here will be 0 to 10. Okay, then 10 to 20. Then 20 to 25. 25 to 40. And then 40 to 50. Okay, all of you try and sketch it out. Okay, please train. I know some of you didn't print out the paper, but you all just simply draw. Don't, okay? At least go and put in some effort, go get maybe some graph paper. Okay, learn how to sketch this out. Okay, so 0 to 10 I will get 1.2. So over here, 1.2. Okay, then 10 to 20, 3.8. Okay, 10 to 20, 3.8. 20 to 25, 6.4. Okay, 6.4 over here. I just label on top. So 1.2, 3.8, 6.4. Then 25 to 40, 3.3. Okay, 25 to 40. So somewhere here, 3.3. Then 40 to 50, 1.8. Okay, then after that, draw like this. Okay, don't go and simply draw other graph. Okay, this is your frequency density graph. It looks like a bar chart. Okay, it looks like a bar chart, but the only thing is that your formula is different. Okay, your label, you see, your y-axis label, right, is frequency density. The typical bar chart, right, it will be frequency here. Don't know this part? Go to statistics. Okay, statistics, go and learn every single method. Statistics will have a lot of marks. Okay, this is chapter 9, statistics. Okay, for the earlier students, we actually went through this entire chapter, right? Okay, anything that you all need to clarify? Was it clear from the lesson itself to solve all these questions?
Yep.
Clear? Okay. Thanks, Nova. Okay, please go and go through chapter 9. Paper 4 will confirm come on. Okay, so you see here, 4 marks and 4 marks already. Easy 4 marks, right? It's actually all formulas only. Don't need to, we are not trying to like solve anything here. We're just actually putting into the formula. 4 marks, 4 marks. Then you see question C. Question C, another 4 marks here. So you see, graph itself got 12 marks already. All right. Now the last method that we learned, right, was cumulative frequency. Okay, cumulative frequency. After we learn the box and whisker, so you need to learn all the method, your mode, median, mean, your scatter graph, your box and whisker, and then your cumulative frequency. Okay, use a frequency table to complete this cumulative frequency table. Answer here will be 12, 50, 82, 132, 150. Okay, how to count it? We are just using the cumulative frequency formula. Okay, this is an F, right? So if you base on the previous table, your frequency here is 12. Here is 15. No, not 15. Here is 38. 32. 50, and then 18. Cumulative frequency means it keep on accumulating, right? Keep on adding and adding and adding. So you see how we calculate this? To get this value is just 12 plus 38, 32 plus 50, 50 plus 82, 18 plus 132. Okay, which is what we went through in the cumulative frequency. Okay, so sometimes they might ask you to calculate, to draw out the cumulative frequency diagram. This one in the previous one, they already asked you, okay, to draw out the histogram. Okay, so sometimes they may ask you to draw another graph. So you need to be ready to learn to actually know how to draw all the graphs. Okay, but in this case, this one they just ask, calculate the percentage of children with a mass greater than 10 kg. Okay, mass greater than 10 kg, how many of them? This plus this plus this plus this lah. Sorry. Sorry, here. This plus this plus this plus this. Only all of this. Another way how we can calculate it, those less than 10 kg, we can take the total minus those less than 10 kg, right? Okay. So we can say that the number of children greater than 10 kg, we can just take 150 minus 12, okay, which is equals to 138. Therefore, the percentage will be 138 over 150 times 100%. Easy peasy. 92%. Okay. Cool. Cool. Next one. Question 8. Okay, this is all algebra. Okay, all your algebra. Solve 10 minus 3p equals to 3 plus 11p. So you just rearrange the entire thing. You'll get this one, 14p equals to 7. Okay, p equals to 7 over 14. Therefore, p equals to 1 over 2. Second one, make m the subject of the formula. So we just need to rearrange this. mc square minus mg equals to 2k. Okay, we want to bring all the terms with the m to one side first. Then we factorize out the m. You'll get m bracket c square minus g equals to 2k. And m equals to 2k over c square minus g. Okay, 2k c square minus g. Solve. When they say the word solve, which means we need to find x, right? Okay, this is a 5-mark question, so you need to be patient, slowly one step at a time for this type of question. Okay, so how I want to simplify this first, we make the denominator to the same, going back to your basics, okay, of your fraction. How to make the denominator the same? Okay, this one I multiply by 2x plus 3 over 2x plus 3. This one I multiply x minus 3, x minus 3. Okay, so you get 2x plus 3 plus 4x minus 3 over x minus 3, 2x plus 3. Okay, I think most of you got this one. Okay, you can simplify on top. Okay, so 2x plus 4x, you get 6x plus 3 minus 12, you get minus 9. Okay, this one actually I can straight away cross multiply, go up here also can. Okay, so if you want to write like this, x minus 3, 2x plus 3. Okay, this one, let's open up the bracket. You'll get 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. Next, you can see that this is a quadratic equation. So I shift everything to one side. So I want to make my a as positive, so I shift everything to the right-hand side. 2x squared minus 9x minus 9 minus 9 is that 0. Okay, or you can rewrite it as 2x squared minus 9x equals to 0. To solve a quadratic equation like this, you just need to factorize your x. 2x minus 9 equals to 0. Therefore, x equals to 0. 2x minus 9 equals to 0. X equals to 9 over 2. Okay, so 0 and 9 over 2. Okay, so this is your solving of quadratic. You all should know how to solve quadratic. This is in your chapter 2. Every type of quadratic equation, you all need to know how to solve it. Okay, question D. X plus 2y equals to 12, 5x squared, 5x plus y squared equals to 39. Okay, this is just your simultaneous equation. Okay, eventually you should get, I think you will get a quadratic. Okay, so let's say, let's see the step that I use. From 1, we rearrange it, make one of it to become the subject. So in this case, I make x to be the subject. I substitute equation 3 into equation 2. Okay, if you all do it another way, you all make y the subject also is fine. Okay, eventually your final answer will be the same also. Plus y squared equals to 39. 60 minus 10y plus y squared equals to 39. Okay, we rearrange it to make it to a quadratic equation. Y squared minus 10y plus 21 equals to 0. Y minus 7, y minus 3 equals to 0. Y equals to 7, y equals to 3. Okay, then from here, I sub y into equation 3, because equation 3, my x is already the subject. Okay, so x is equals to here will be what? 12 minus 2 times 7. This one x equals to 12 minus 2 times 3. Okay, we will get -2 and x equals to 6. Okay, this is actually what I'm teaching my very brand new year 10 students. Okay, this is like one of the early chapters. Okay, chapter 2 in your algebra, solving of quadratic. Okay, make sure you put it in the correct pair. This will be -2, 7, and this one will be 6, 3. Okay, 5-mark question. Expand and simplify. Okay, so this one we got 3 brackets. Okay, I'll just write the answer. So you can open up one of the bracket first. So I'm going to open up the first 2 brackets first. 2x squared plus 12x minus 3x minus 18. X minus 4. Cross again. No, don't cross first. We simplify here first. 2x squared plus 9x minus 18. X minus 4. Now cross multiply again. 2x cubed minus 8x squared plus 9x squared minus 36x minus 18x plus 72. Simplify it. 2x cubed plus x squared plus 54, minus 54x. Oops. Minus 54x plus 72. Okay? 2x cubed plus x squared minus 54x plus 72. Okay, can do. Okay, I think this is easy. Okay, we need to try to finish this entire thing. Let's see how many more. Wow, still got quite a number. Okay, question 9. Okay, question 9, just follow the answer there. Okay, this one, to prove that is similar, normally what we need to, if you cannot compare the length, okay, the sides, or none of the length is given, just compare the angle. Okay, whatever angle that you all can find. So answer here is PMR is equals to MSR, which is 90 degrees. Okay, based on your diagram. PRM is equals to MRS. Okay, this is the same exact angle. Okay, so since I got 2 angles that is the same, okay, therefore MPR should be equals to SMR because third angle of triangle. Third angle of triangle. This is under 4.4, similarity. Okay, similarity. Okay, the bottom one also, this one, okay, this part here, similarity, we learn the formula, right? I say if length, you compare length, area, and then volume. Okay, so if length and length, find the value of x. So this one, x and x will compare this. 8.1 and 9.9 will be compared like this. Okay, this is under the topic of similarity. So we can just write like that. X over 4.5 is equals to 9.9 over 8.1. Cross multiply it, you get x equals to 5.5 cm. Okay, next one. They say the area of the triangle is 25 cm squared. Okay, so this one is 25 cm squared, which is the bigger triangle. Calculate the area of the ABC, okay, of triangle ABC. So you got to remember, it's like this. If length 1 over length 2, and then you got area 1 over area 2, we always want to change it to unit to the power of 1. So in this case, we need to square root it. You square root it, or you can move the square root to the other side also. So you can write it as length 1 over length 2 square equals to A1 over A2. Okay, so formula for this, so we want, let's consider this as area 1. Okay, this is your area 2. Okay, we can flip the other side also. So let's write it as like that. Area 1 over area 2 equals to length 1 over length 2 squared. Okay, we've gone through this question many times also already. You all have to just be careful when comparing volume and area together. Okay, but the principle is always we just change it to unit to the power of 1. Okay, so area 1 here will be, we don't know what is it. Area 2 is 25. Length 1, you can take the 8.1. Okay, we take the green color one, then over 9.9 squared. As long as you can write this equation, okay, just type in the calculator. 16.7 cm squared. Okay, this is under the topic of similarity. Okay, similarity. Question 10. Find all the positive integers which satisfy the inequality. 3n minus 8 more than 5n minus 15. Okay, when they say, I know a lot of you did correctly, but you all didn't answer this part here. Positive integer. Integer means your whole number. Okay, then they want your positive whole number. So you just rearrange it. Okay, this one, how we do, right? You follow the symbol. This one will be, if I move the 3n to right hand side, this one will be 2n minus 8 plus 15. This will be positive 7. Okay, you don't go and change the symbol. The trick is you just move the values first. Okay, then after that, if you want to rearrange it, you see, you can read it as 2n is less than 7. Therefore, n is less than 7 over 2. Okay, n is less than 7 over 2. 7 over 2 is what? Less than 3.5, right? So what are your positive integer that is less than 3.5? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this next part here, I saw many people don't know how to do. This is called linear inequalities. Okay, this is under 5.5, 5.6. Okay, wait, let me just double check. 198. Under inequality. Okay, y'all can go here. You'll see 5.5 inequalities. Okay, find these 3 inequalities. Okay, we want to find the region. So you all see here, they gave you all of these equations. They have 3 equations here. This x equals to 4. And then over here will be 2y equals to x minus 4. Okay, so this basically these equations, right, represents this line. Okay, there are a few rules for inequalities. If it's dotted line, then it's less than or more than. If it's a solid line, then got an equal. Okay, less than equal or more than equal. Okay, now we want to find the region that satisfies this part here. Right? Okay, so what we want to do, you want this part, right? Okay, let's look at the yellow one first. We want this part here. Okay, don't look at all the other lines. Only look at the yellow line. We want this R region. So how do I express here? This will be x more than 4. Okay, why more than? Because it's the dotted line. You don't put the equal sign. Okay, second one, let's look at the blue line. Okay, it doesn't matter which one you look in order. Blue line, I want over here. Okay, I don't want here. So that means I want to find what is this region over here. Okay, the trick is, if you don't know whether here is more than or less than, right? Okay, this one looks like more than, right? Because it's on top. The trick is actually you just take any value in this region, then you put it into this particular equation. Okay, so let's just say, right, I want to take the value 0, 0, because this 0, 0 is over in this region, right? It's not at the bottom here. Okay, so how you write like that? 2y x minus 4. Okay, you sub in 0, 0. Okay, you sub in 0, 0. So 2 times 0, this will be then 0 minus 4. 2 times 0 is 0. This one is minus 4. So 0 is more than minus 4, right? So this part here is actually the part that we want over here is represents 2y more than x minus 4. Okay, so this is where we want 2y more than x minus 4. You just sub in any value that is in the region. I will sub in 0, 0 because it's easy for me to count. You can sub in any points here, any points here. Okay, this one, same thing also, this green color region. So the green color region that I want, the 0, 0 also falls in this region. So I use 0, 0 again. So 10y plus 8x, 80. Okay, we don't know whether it's more than or less than. So this one, if I sub in 0, 0, this will be 0, this will be 80. So it's 0 more than 80 or less than 80. Less than, right? Then this one, solid line. So my region that I want here is 10y plus 8x less than or equals to 80. Okay, go and watch through inequality if you have no idea this part here. Okay, then the next one, write down the largest value of 3x plus y in the region R for integers x and y. Okay, for me to find the largest, right, normally it will be at the corner one. Okay, it will be somewhere at the corner. So what I can read here, in the region R, you see where is your biggest point. So you can possibly take, I would say maybe here, okay, because this one is equal, right? I can possibly take here. Okay, where else? Okay, I can possibly take here also. Okay, what are these 3 points? So you see, this is 5, 4, 6, 3. This one is 7, 2. Okay, I don't know which one is it, but you can actually predict already. You see, I want 3x plus y, right? That means I want a very big x. The y, I also want big, but x is more important. Okay, so what I will do, right? I will test for all the values. So you just sub in 5, 4, 6, 3, and then 7, 2. Okay, just sub in the value into 3x plus y. So 3 times 5 plus 4, and this one 3 times 6 plus 3. This one 3 times 7 plus 2. Okay, I'm just subbing in the x and y over here. Okay, this is just 3x plus y. Go ahead and type in the calculator. You will get 19, 21, and then this one 23. So this one is your biggest combination. Okay, so what's the largest value of 3x plus y? It is when you sub in 7 and 2, you'll get 23. Okay, let's do this. 20 more minutes. Question 11. Okay, don't worry. After this class, please ask me all the questions. I'll just go through it first. You all confirm need to watch back again this video. Okay. Whatever you all don't know, just ask me. Okay, 11A. A rectangular sheet of paper ABCD is made into an open cylinder with the edge AB meeting the edge DC. AD equals to 28 cm, AB equals to 20 cm. Show that the radius of the cylinder is 4.46 cm, correct to 3 SF. Okay, so the radius, how do we calculate? So we just need to do 2 pi r is equals to 28. Okay, because we make it like this, right? Here, we fold it like this. So this part here, imagine it's the paper, you just fold it into this open cylinder. Okay, so R will just be equals to 4.456, which is equals to 4.46. Okay, one thing that I want you all to take note of in your IGCSE paper, right? Whenever they ask you to do this correct to whatever you need, 2 decimal place, 3 significant figure and all, normally, I'm not so sure how strict they are also, but normally you would see the mark scheme. They give you the line before, right? They will write something more. Okay, that means more than whatever units that they want. You just follow only. Okay, so you see why I write here 4.456. It's like as if whatever you calculated, then only you round it up. Okay, that's just how it is. Okay, next one. Find the volume of the cylinder. Okay, volume will be pi r square height, which is pi 4.46 square, your height. Okay, you gotta find what's your height, right? Okay, don't need. They already give you 20. Okay, 20. Type in your calculator. You will get 1, 2, how much? 4, 7. Just leave it lah. 1, 2, 4, 7. Okay, the answer scheme actually accept from 1, 2, 4, 7 to 1, 2, 5, 4. So you don't really have to round it up, but you can just leave it. Okay, next one. N is a point on the base of the cylinder such that Bn is a diameter. Calculate the angle between AN and the base of the cylinder. Okay, so you see here, what y'all gotta write, you gotta draw this out. N here, like this. This is the angle. Okay, what do we have? We know this is 20. Okay, we know this is the diameter, right? Okay, so this diameter is radius times 2. Okay, diameter equals to 2r. So what do we need to find first? Bn is equals to 2 times 4.46, okay, which is your 2 times radius because it's a diameter. 8.91. Then for me to find the angle, tangent theta, because the triangle is like this. This is 20. This is 8.91. This is theta. Okay, so 20 over 8.91 theta equals to, okay, just shift tangent, put in your calculator. Wait, we want to find the value first. This will be 2.244. Theta, we just shift tangent. This value. Type in your calculator, you will get 66.0 degrees. 66.0 degrees. Okay, next one. Question B. The volume of a solid cone is 310 cm cubed. The height of the cone is twice the radius of its base. Calculate the slant height of the cone. Okay, then they give you the formula here. The volume of a cone with radius r is V equals to 1 over 3 pi r square h. Okay, so what is the information here? The height of the cone is twice the radius of its base. So h equals to 2r. They gave us V equals to 310. Okay, they want us to find the slant height. Okay, so if you all were to draw it out, right, it will be like this. This is your cone. This is your slant height. Okay, like that one. Okay, you can write it as S or L. Okay, so what do we have here? We got the height. Then we got the radius. You have to draw it out for you to see it clearly. Okay, so height equals to 2r. So let's just fit in whatever value that we have. This is your height. Okay, so 1 over 3 pi r square height is equals to 310. Okay, we are just using this formula. V equals to 1 over 3 pi r square height. We know that h is also equals to 2r. So we want to sub it into here. So 1 over 3 pi r square, 2r equals to 310. Okay, let's simplify this. R cubed, all the rest, no, put like this first. So one step at a time. This one will be 310. Okay, shift the 2 over 3 pi to the right hand side. You will get 148.014. Cube root the entire thing. You'll get 5.2897. Okay, they want us to find, okay, we need to find what's the height first. So I know that my here right now, this is my radius, right? 5.2897. Okay, so I want to find what's my height. My height is 2r. Therefore, is 2 times 5.2897 equals to 10.5794. Okay, this one in the middle of the equation, we just write it as many equations, as many decimal place or significant figure as we can. Yes, 2 times 1 over 3 is 2 over 3. Okay, so I know my height over here is 10.5794. Okay, so I know that this one, can I use Pythagoras theorem? Okay, the final step, L square equals to the bottom, which is your radius square, plus your height square. 5794 square. Okay, L square, this one, if you all don't know, L square equals to R square plus H square, based on this triangle here. Okay, based on this triangle here. Okay, just type into your calculator. This one you get 139.91. Length will be equals to 11.8. Okay, 11.8 cm. Oops, 11.8 cm. Okay, cool. Cool. Last one. Okay, we managed to do this. Congratulations, everyone. Okay, question 12. Okay, this is differentiation. Okay, differentiation is actually a new topic in your syllabus. You can find the topics on differentiation, which I went through with you all from this class. But for the new ones, where you can find the video, 7.9. Okay, 7.9, differentiation. A curve has equation y equals to x cubed minus kx squared plus 1. When x equals to 2, the gradient of the curve is 6. Show that k equals to 1.5. Okay, so what you all need to know for this part here, this is a curve. How do I find gradient for a curve? dy over dx, right? Okay, so you need to remember this first. dy over dx is equals to gradient function. Okay, dy over dx is equals to gradient function. How do I do dy over dx? Okay, we only learn quite straightforward mathematics. Okay, maths, we learn this thing called power rule. Power rule says if y equals to x to the power n, dy over dx is you multiply the power minus 1. Okay, there are 2 steps. Multiply power minus 1. Okay, just remember this step. You all go and find a video. For those who have no idea how to do differentiation, go and watch through this entire thing. 7.9. Okay, so when I do dy over dx, this one will be 3x squared minus 2kx. Okay, I did the process of differentiation here. Okay, this is 1 mark. Okay, then after that, what I need to do is I sub in. When x equals to 2, they give me that dy over dx is equal to 6. Okay, you just need to remember dy over dx for a curve, it also means gradient. Okay, it's the same meaning as your m, okay, your slope. Just that in a curve, we cannot use y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 because your curve is something like this. Then you all remember, right? I say about the suffer now, enjoy later. Okay, go and watch back. Okay, go and watch back this whole lesson. I went through very, very detailed. It's a 2 hours lesson if you all see in Thinkific. Okay, for this differentiation. Okay, so sub it in. 3 times 2 squared minus 2k times 2 equals to 6. Okay, go and open out the bracket. 4k equals to 6. K equals to 3 over 2. Or 1.5. Proven. Okay, nice 5 marks here. Okay, 5 marks here. 7.9 differentiation. Okay, question B. find the coordinates of the two stationary points of y equals to x cubed minus 1.5 x squared plus 1. You must show all your working. Okay, so the keyword here is coordinates of the two stationary points. So what is stationary point? Okay, you need to get, you need to understand this. Stationary point is actually your turning point, which also means your maximum or minimum point. Whenever you see the word here, stationary point, or sometimes they might use turning point, you need to remember dy over dx equals to 0. Okay, this is the main equation that you need to remember. Dy over dx equals to 0. Dy over dx equals to 0. This is when it turns. Okay, why? Because at this point here, the logic behind, if you all want to understand it, is that your gradient is equal to 0. There's no gradient over here. Okay, it's flat. Gradient, we are measuring slope, right? Okay. So all you need to do is, you need to first write this one. Dy over dx equals to 0. You find what's your dy over dx, which is 3x squared minus 3x equals to 0. Okay, I am differentiating this equation here. Okay, if you don't know differentiation, differentiation is by alone. You need to know how to do differentiation, okay, which is multiply power minus 1. For the MS student, you don't need to worry because very, very simple only, right? The maths part only do power rule. That's all you all need to know. But for admaths, you all need to know a lot more. So don't take it easy for differentiation, because differentiation is a very, very big chapter in your admaths. Okay, but for the math student, you need to at least know how to do power rule, which you can find the explanation all in here, 7.9. Okay, if you don't know, you still don't understand it, please ask me. Okay, then solve it. This one you will get 3x. X minus 1 equals to 0. Therefore, your x will be equals to 0 and x equals to 1. Okay, they say points, right? When they say the word points, means you need to find x and y coordinate. Okay, so when x equals to 0, you sub it back. So you sub x back into y, because we want to find what's the y coordinate. Every time there's an x, there's a y also. Okay, why is it like this? Because when you all break up already, you all got your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, you all will question all the whys in the life, right? Okay, bad joke. Okay, please don't get sad for those who just broke up. Okay, so anyway, when x equals to 0, x equals to 1, sub into here, this equation back again. Y equals to x cubed minus 1.5 x squared plus 1. Okay, so y equals to 0 cubed minus 1.5 0 squared plus 1. This you'll get 1. This one, do the same thing. Y equals to 1 cubed minus 1.5 1 square plus 1. You get y equals to 0.5. Okay, so this is your final answer. X equals to 0, y equals to 1, x equals to 1, y equals to 0.5. So 0, 1, 1, 0.5. Okay, last one. Sketch the curve y equals to x cubed minus 1.5 x squared plus 1. Okay, if you all watch back also over here, cubic equation. All right, cubic equation, the easy way to remember is your suffer now, enjoy later. Okay, the philosophy of life, right? Okay, if you all want to get good results for your exam, you just suffer now. Okay, you all got another 4 more weeks only. Okay, how do I remember like that? If my a is more than 0, that means this is a cubic equation. Okay, cubic means y equals to ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. Okay, if you want to know the shape of the graph, you just need to look at the a value. This one, your a is positive, right? So if your a is positive, means you end with a happy life. So you suffer now, you sad face, then you happy face. Okay, the graph will be like that. Sad, then happy. If you live a negative life, that means now You're happy now. Okay, you enjoy now, then you suffer later. Okay, can you remember? Okay, this is an easy way to remember. Otherwise, you have to remember the shape. Okay, so based on this one, your A is positive, right? So I will follow this graph here. Okay, I'll follow this graph here. All right, but now how do we roughly sketch it out? Just now, based on the previous question, right? We got, okay, what do we get? We get that the maximum point and the minimum point, right? We've calculated that is 0, 1, and 1, 0.5. You see, right? Both also is at the positive there. Okay, both also is at the positive. So 0, 1 is over here. Okay, 0, 1 is over here. 0, 1, right? Then 1, 0.5, probably around here. Okay, we just roughly estimate lah. Okay, 1, 0.5. Okay, so our graph will look something like this. Go up, is a maximum point, minimum point, and go up. Okay, this is how you do the cubic graph. Okay, which is explain everything. So in fact, this entire question, question 12, which has 5 marks, 4 marks, and then 2 marks, which is 11 marks. You just need to watch the entire 7.9, which is what I went through with this class in the earlier months. Okay, when we actually did the intensive lesson topic by topic. We didn't go through every single one. Okay, I only went through all the harder topics. Okay? Can do? Fun or not? Fun, this paper. Okay, how do y'all feel right now? No, this topic is called differentiation. Headache, Okay, I admit this paper is not easy. Okay, this paper is actually not easy. You feel sleepy, headache. Okay, I'll stop this part here. Then I'll explain to you all the grade boundaries. Okay, that's it for 0580 variant 42 May June 2022 paper. See you all in the next class.